Hey everybody. Well, I promised you a review of the Zero Tolerance 0560, and here it is. It's going to be a short review, and I'll tell you why, so check it out. Alright, so here it is, the Zero Tolerance 0560. I mentioned that I'm going to do a kind of short review, and that's basically because I'm not going to have this particular knife for very much longer. I've actually decided to trade it, and I'm going to get rid of it tomorrow, and I'm going to kind of explain to you what I like about the knife, and there's a lot to like, and a couple things that I don't particularly like, and the reason why I'm going to go ahead and trade it now. So I'll get to all of that, but let's take a look at this knife. First of all, this is a badass knife design. I mean, this is probably the best looking tactical folding knife that I've ever seen, and that's one of the reasons why I've wanted this knife ever since basically I first saw it, learned about it, and I mean, you can just see it's just an unbelievably beautiful design. These milled titanium frame lock on this side is just unbelievable. It's really cool. And the G10 looks really nice too. Love the blade shape, and I love the overall size of this knife. Another really awesome thing about this knife is the flipper action. And I know that there's been a lot of great videos about this knife talking about the KVT ball bearing system. It is really fun to flick. Also, this is an unbelievably lightweight design for such a big tactical folding knife, but yet Zero Tolerance has gone to great lengths to make sure that it's a strong design. So here's the Zero Tolerance 0550. Even though this is a smaller overall knife, it actually weighs about the same, maybe even a little bit more than the 560. And that's because this has a solid titanium lock side, heavily milled out on the liner on the G10 side, but it's just a beefier, chunkier design. Whereas this knife, the 550, feels like a brick. The 560 feels more like a Formula One race car. So just like a Formula One race car, this knife features all the latest high-tech features. The KVT ball bearing system, the knife is optimized for high performance with the milled out liners, which reduce the weight but maintain the strength. And just like a Formula One race car, you wouldn't want to drive a Formula One race car every day to work necessarily. It might be a little rough, a little uncomfortable, doesn't have your CD player, your nav, your air conditioning. And I feel kind of the same way about the 0560. It's just a little bit too aggressive for me, to be honest with you. The G10 is just super aggressive and just feels like sandpaper. The jimping right below the flipper is extremely sharp cut and just wears at your finger over time. And I could probably do something about that maybe, but I just really don't feel like it because I want to keep this knife the way it was from the factory. Somebody else may appreciate that about it, and I'd rather them enjoying the knife the way it was designed than me altering the knife to try to make it fit into something that it's not. Also, the jimping on the lock bar is also sharp, and it basically tore up the end of my thumb just messing around with it. No other knife has ever done that, and it's just a testament to the strength of the jimping on the 0560. So, to me, the 560 is just an overly aggressive design. I actually prefer the 550, or the Spyderco Lion Spy for that matter. It's just more rounded, the edges are more contoured, and I just like the feel of those knives a little bit better. Now I still may end up getting the 0561, and maybe they'll have made some design changes, and maybe the jimping won't be as sharp, and you know, who knows. I still might check that out. But for right now, I think I'm going to go ahead and trade this knife. It's actually the first knife that I've ever really gotten rid of in my collection, which is kind of weird since this was the most anticipated knife that I think I ever really, you know, sought after. But anyway, this is going to be the last kind of look at this knife in my collection for right now. You know, I know it's very popular. A lot of people really like it, and I think they should. I think it's a great knife, and I would highly recommend it for anybody that's into, you know, this kind of tactical knife design and the flipper. You know, I just think it's pretty cool, but I got to be honest with myself, it's just not for me. And there's other things that, you know, I'd rather use. So I'm going to give this to somebody who's really going to appreciate it, and move on. And you know, I'll still check out the 561. Who knows? Might end up with that at some point. I don't know. And definitely looking forward to the 0777. But anyway, hope you like the video. Definitely check out the 0560 if you get the chance. You know, you may like it. It's just not for me right now. And I'll see you next time. Take care.